The data debate is constant. It goes on and on. It mutates with events. Facebook is the topic one year. Next, you're talking about security cameras or whatever the issue of the moment is. Right now, in the midst of this pandemic, the data debate has taken a new twist. Can you give me a sense of where you see this debate going and how Microshare fits in?
Sure, great question, Mike. The data debate, who owns the data privacy, this is going to be, I think, the topic for the next couple decades. There is no simple answer. And for people looking for what do we do today, as the lawyers get involved, as various constituents get involved, it's a very complicated question. The more technology advances, the more our data and our privacy are going to be at play. And the real question then becomes, when is it okay to share my data? Hence the name of the company, by the way, Microshare. We think a lot about how do I share the right data with the right entity at the right time and have all of the control and compliance that I need to support that. But today, as we think about COVID-19, very similar to what happened right after 9/11, the pendulum swings very quickly for a period of time. And in the case of COVID-19, right now, we're finding most people, most companies, most constituents, whether it be students or patients or people going back to work, factory workers, they're willing to forego privacy concerns that just 6 months ago would have stopped the implementation of a lot of this technology or created a lot of friction. We're seeing the pendulum swing in such a way that they're saying, wait a minute, there's an acronym WIFM, WIFM, what's in it for me? People understand that, oh, I get it, I wear this bracelet, and you're going to help me understand if I've been in contact with somebody with COVID-19. You're going to make sure that the space that I'm working in is clean so that it reduces the chances of me getting sick. In those moments, there's a swing where privacy, the bar gets lowered a bit. We don't expect this to last. Similar to 9/11 and the Patriot Act, we think that we're going to come back the other way. But at least for the next 4 to 8 quarters, there's going to be a real front burner conversation about using the data for the benefit of everybody in the workplace. We hear this conversation come up a lot around unions, around concern about invasions of privacy. Are we watching people? We're doing the most that we can do in our platform to provide an anonymized experience. We're not tracking the individual name of the person. We're tracking badges with unique IDs. Those IDs are only connected to a person when there's a contact event, something to be concerned about. Even when we are communicating out to the rest of the constituency that somebody's been in touch with you that has COVID-19, we're not disclosing names. And so we're trying to address that with software, with best practices, with policy, to enforce that privacy as best as we can. But right now, the conversation is still, we're going to see a lot of concessions made around that. I think our challenge as a community, as a society, is to keep developing best practices so that people don't take this information and start doing nefarious things with it, as we saw back in the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. And so we're going to have to think about that level of data ownership, data privacy.